Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and I think mostly gentlemen, but today we're gonna talk about one of the most difficult tanks to drive within this game, especially because I think you need to drive it as a dedicated scout. We're gonna talk about the 5916. It's the Chinese tier 6 tank, and yeah, it's located here on a tech tree, as you can see. It is like the first light tank in the whole tree, so basically you've got a shitty crew in which you will like build up towards the other tanks, which are both great to play. But first, let's focus on the 5916 and let's see why it is such a difficult tank. Well, basically, before you've driven this tank, your main role was to do damage. And here we have the guns of the 5916, and we got 3 guns, 2 tier 5 guns and a tier 6 gun. Or you're a tier 6 scout, so that means basically you got like tier 8 matchmaking. Sometimes you're really lucky and you will get in the tier 6 game, but most of the games you're either tier 8, 9 or 10 games. So let's see what you can do with your gun at those games, at those tiers. So first of all, the tier 6 gun, it's a autoloader gun. It has 5 shells in the magazine, and yeah, basically it is quite decent. Damage output of 115 is also decent. Accuracy also okay, and aim time also okay. However, like, the one thing it doesn't have is penetration. With regular AP shells you got 85 penetration, and with AP CR shells you got 106. That could work for tier 6, but it doesn't work for tier 8, 9 or 10. So basically then we got 2 tier 5 guns left, the 76mm and the 57mm. So let's go for the second gun. Yeah, same penetration, guys. So not an option also. So basically we got only one gun left. It's a tier 5, it's a stock gun, but it has 112 pen on normal shells and 190 on APCR on gold shells. So I really think this is the gun to go for. You can pen targets, and yeah, with your insane rate of fire you actually can dish out some damage, and not only from the rear of tanks. You can even, if you get into a tier 10 match, even switch to APCR shells and dish out some decent damage. Okay, so we got the gun selected. What as you can see, it is not really like with 85 damage on tier 9 or 10. When you face an E100 you have to fire at least 30 shells to kill him, so yeah, it will take you more than a minute to kill it off. So this tank is not really a damage dealer. When you need to do damage, go for it. If it's like the only thing you can do it. But yeah, basically I like this tank to drive as a scout. It is decently mobile, so you can go for active spotting, but you can also go for passive spotting. And the reason I'm saying this is the better turret. You got 380 meters of view range, and that's really good at tier 6, guys. It's tremendously good. But at tier 8, basically each and every medium has this view range, and at tier 10 all the mediums and heavies have 400 meter view range. So even when you equip like some things like coated optics, you can still be at a disadvantage, and you should really be driving at the edge of their view range and at the edge of your view range to spot them. So it's pretty tricky. So yeah, for me, in those high tier games, I'm gonna use this tank as a passive spotter. So for me, camouflage is everything and view range is everything, and boy oh boy, this tank has camouflage. So as crew skills, I would suggest Sixth Sense, Camouflage, situational awareness, those kind of things. It's really important to maximize your camo and your view range. So let's go for the first game and see what's gonna happen. So now it's time for some gameplay, and we are driving on Murovanka, and just before the moment I communicated with my team and I said I'm going to spot in G8, is anyone with me? Well, basically I get no response at all. So I'm gonna take a gamble here, but this is really a showcase on how good the camouflage is of this 5916. I'm gonna do something really risky. I'm gonna go up in that bush and I'm gonna spot for my, yeah, what should I say, camping team. There is some positivity, as you can see, like in the amount of battles played and 2 win rates, but that's about it. So I really need to carry my team, not with damage, but really how to facilitate my team in doing damage, and that's by spotting the enemy. So as you can see, I've got binos and a camouflage net on my 5916. I also drive this tank with coded optics, so I can either go active spotting whenever that's needed and go passive spotting whenever that's needed for my team. So really, as a scout, try to communicate with your team. Maybe you get some affirmatives, maybe not. If you don't get any response at all, as you can see in this game, then there probably none of them are gonna drive towards a certain direction, and you can also learn from that. So my team is there. The enemy team is at the AB line, and I'm just gonna speed it up a bit, and I'm gonna go in third person view. And as you can see, decently camouflaged. So let's speed it up a bit, ×2. And yeah, the IS is already being spotted constantly, and it will just take some time before, yeah, there you go, he kills. So 2 Black Princess at T29, but let's focus on the 15 and 16 a bit more. I was driving this tank for the IS6 challenge, so yeah, I did went for premium consumables, so food, to furthermore facilitate the view range of this tank, crew skills of this tank also, so camouflage, view range and so on, some small repair kit and a small med kit. And yeah, I'm using 50 normal shells and 20 AP shells, because I really think this gun also sucks. So here the game really changes. The T29 is a one shot, the IS is a one shot. With 2 shots I basically can kill 2 tanks and really change the whole balance between north and south, because now it's, instead of a 4 versus 6 situation, it is a 2 versus 6 situation. And with that, yeah, we're really gonna crush the enemy team. So the T29 is still focused on the enemy team, and I keep on shooting APCR here, and to be honest, you won't pen it with AP sights of a T29. However, I could have been a bit less lazy and drove towards his back and shoot normal AP shells. But yeah, as I said, this is my AI6 challenge game, or was one of the AI6 challenge games, and I had so many battles in this tank and I just wanted the grind to be over with. So yeah, a whopping 800 damage so far. We can even get it to 900, I think. Yep, there we go. So as you can see, I have 1000 damage, 17 AP shells, and here I realized, oh man, crap, I just spent 17 AP shells on tier 7s. So this is an expensive game. Yeah, I think all will be fine in the north. So I'm basically gonna spot the middle, and I did not expect the IS-2 to be there, but yeah. As you probably noticed, I don't have 6th Sense on this tank yet in this game, and yeah, here bottom plate of the IS-2 frontally, it's not gonna happen. What? So there's an RT also in this game. I switched to APCR again, but I also see in the south a IS on the J line. Well, the RT kind of like made a distraction for me. So let's see if we can help our team. Nope, with that IS. The Tiger 1 gets killed, and here I realize I've been spotted. But yeah, too late. And that's basically really the disadvantage of driving without a fire extinguisher. So let's do some post-game analysis really quickly. Not really interesting. 1500 experience with premium, and as you can see, it is a scout game with 2 kills and only 1000 damage. We are in the top of the experience. So that position, what did it gain us? 2.5k damage upon attacking and 2 initial spots. And if the ELC didn't suicide rush in the beginning, it would have been even better. As you can see, consumables were in on discount, so it's actually minus 20k, and the AP shard shells are pretty expensive. I wouldn't suggest shooting this much AP shard in a game. Try to go for more shots on the rear of tanks with normal AP shots. So that's basically the first game I want to showcase you. I really want to showcase you the camouflage and the view range on this tank, and that you can definitely make a difference if you time your attack at the correct time. So let's switch to a second game. So for the second example, I'm going to show you a game on Murovanka in a tier 8 matchmaking, and again guys, communicating with your team. So I already pinged the map on E1, and I basically said with that I'm gonna spot there, and basically the Rheinmetall asked me to spot the woods. So the Rheinmetall is a solo player, but yeah, when I see the setup of Platoon 1, they're also probably gonna go the E1 line. So I'm driving ASAP towards the E1 position, and as you can see in the enemy team, there's only really the Hellcat, the ELC and the T-71 I need to worry about. So I'm gonna stand still here and make sure that if I'm getting spotted, I can drive the hell out of there. So that's really a tip, guys, which will make your survivability as a scout a lot better. So yeah, this is a bit of a trouble for me. I do spot the enemies in the south. However, the T-71 and the Hellcat of the enemy team will spot my team as soon as they shoot. So that's a bit of a shame. And as you can already hear, my team is completely focusing on the Hellcat and the T-71. So let's speed up the game a bit. T-71 still a problem. Let's zoom out for a bit. They do shoot at the Panther or at the enemies in the south, but with doing that, they also get spotted themselves. So that's a bit of a tricky situation. I'm also pinging like the most obvious targets, but yeah, here is again a game changer. Let's zoom out a bit and pause the game for a bit. As you can see, the only reason my team does not make completely use of my spots is that T-71. And like last game, guys, now he's a one-shot for me. Now it's my time to change the game. I don't have the alpha damage, I do have the spotting advantage, and I'm gonna optimize it. So let's proceed the game just a bit again. I'm still busy here with the Panther 2. I'm pinging the targets, and I wish I would have been a bit less into the sniper view mode, but here I also did not have like 6 cents. So I already could have taken out the T-71 for ages. Here I see it, here I notice, shit, it's a one shot. Here the Rheinmetall also says, mate, you really need to focus. There we go. So we shoot him. We will definitely have been spotted here. so I need to get the hell out of here. I also know that it doesn't take long for me to get into cover again. I repair my track, and again I take my hold position. Waiting until the binos go up. There we go, and I don't spot anything else. What I do notice is there is a Rheinmetall next to me, and a Rheinmetall has a really good camouflage and a really good view range. So for me to stay here would not be an option. So I'm gonna switch towards active scouting as soon as I stop driving into enemy tanks, and I'm gonna make an approach that is as good as it can get. I'm making fully use of the bushes here, and yeah, here's the moment I will get spotted. I'm in the open. There we go. I got hit by the Nashorn, and yeah, my gun is out. It doesn't matter at all. I'm spotting. I'm a scout, and there we go. The Nashorn has already been killed. They also are shooting at the lower, and I can kill the SU-152. Yeah, so I'm gonna focus now on the lower to keep him spotted. I'm also checking my next step, so what am I gonna do when the lower gets killed? Yeah, with a broken gun, yeah, it's not really an option. So yeah, the T-34 is like the next target, and the VK is also there. So I will just keep him spotted. I'm pretty mobile here, so yeah, and he can shoot once each 10 seconds, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but each 10 seconds I think so. Yeah, he's not that big of a threat to me, and yes, he can one-shot me, and yes, it will be a lucky shot. So the VK gets taken out, as you can see, and yeah, the only thing I can help my team with is that T-34 that's still spotted. So he's taken out, and there you go. So a relay game with a lot of active spotting and also passive spotting, and let's see what it delivered us. We got a patrol duty. It's pretty awesome. Almost 7k damage upon attacking and 1800 experience. And here you can see if you really facilitate your team in doing damage, you also get a lot of experience and you will get rewarded for that. Although I only did 150 damage with 2 kills, which is a bit of kill stealing, but with this tank you really cannot do anything else. You really have to go for those moments, because against a full health tank you're useless. So 2 kills, 150 damage and 1200 base experience. So yeah, that's really, here you can see that facilitating your team to do well really is rewarded within wargaming, within World of Tanks. Yeah, so that's basically it. You can also see we didn't use that much premium shells this time, and instead of like wasting 50,000 credits on premium shells, we only wasted 336. So wow. So next game will also be about driving this tank again to its full potential. As the last game, I'm gonna showcase the 5916. It is on Swamp and it's a tier 9 game, and again both teams are not really like the best of players, but so I'm gonna facilitate these players to do lots of damage. I really think like on Swamp, like your initial position is really good, and again I'm using the 5916 in the beginning as a passive scout. So we already made 4 spots, 5, 6 spots, so that gives my team the information, and there's a 7th spot, my team the information where most likely the enemy is going to be. So basically already 5 base campers, and that's probably a little bit more, and 2 guys who are there. So I'm already asking my team to shoot at the T29, and as you can see I think they're prioritizing the 5916 at the moment, but there you go. So already some shots in the T29, and yeah, basically all the TDs in our base know the T29 is gonna pop up at that ridge. So he's history, and I'm just gonna wait a second to see if anything is moving here, but there isn't. So I'm gonna relocate, and this was one of the few games this map was kind of new to the game, and especially new for me as a scout. So I'm gonna relocate a bit and see if I can spot anything on this side to see if we have some more campers. Wow, a Type 59. Oh, that's really horrible for me. I did not have 6th sense in this game. So yeah, that basically scares me a little bit. So I'm gonna drive back. I need to carry my team with keeping those spots coming and facilitate my team in doing damage. So here I am driving a bit towards my old position again. I really don't trust a Type 59, and here I really think I'm spotted. But later on, yeah, you have a bit of a surprise, or I did get a bit of a surprise, because yeah, you will see that pretty soon. The reason why. So again, relocating a bit, and yeah, this is awesome. The Type 59 is actually like asking me if I lit him up, and he didn't spot me because he's saying nice camo. So yeah, here of course I'm gonna stroll a bit, and yeah, I'm pretty happy about it. So this gave me the confidence to be a bit more aggressive, as he did not spot me and I did spot him, and that was pretty close with me driving there. So let's see if we can get a little bit closer and get him spotted again. And yeah, I cannot like ignore this amazing feeling about how good this camouflage is on this 5916. So I'm bragging a bit here, but this guy really gives me a lot of gave me a lot of insight how good the camouflage is on this tank. So yeah, we also see a Loa, an enemy Loa, and we also see our wonderful teammate Loa, who's saying go spot. Mate, I am spotting. So yeah, yeah, let's ignore this guy, especially when in the replay. I didn't do that in the but I'm telling him where I'm spotting. So he's really saying, where the hell are you? I did see him driving towards C5. So, and I'm telling here that, oh man, what are you talking about, man? You're a base camper. Come on. And here he said, you idiot, I'm sniper. Oh yes, okay. So ignore mode, and let's continue with this game. So I'm still spotting the Loa in their base. So the view range on this thing is excellent with binos and colored optics. But here I'm gonna see if I can flank the tree line a bit, like a C3 position, and if I can spot the enemy RT. In my initial spot I did not spot the enemy RT, so I'm guessing he will be around F1 G1, somewhere like there. And yeah, here you can see my gamble pays off. I spot the enemy RT here, and yeah, that's basically a bug in the replay. He did not render in the replay, but yeah, I did spot him and I can kill him here, so pretty sweet. However, of course, I do get spotted, so I need to get towards some hard cover. I'm in hard cover here, and I'm also spotting a T25-2 and a E75. I've been on the enemy radar quite a bit, so I'm really like careful with shooting here. I don't want to attract too much attraction, and here I'm having kind of a bitch fight with the Loa. This is not really like the way you should behave in chat, but I was like, what the hell, mate, you're freaking camping in the base and you're commenting on other people's performance. So yeah, but here a really nice showcase how insanely good this camouflage is. There's a Type 59. I'm here in the bush and I spot him. So I'm gonna interact with him again a bit. I'm gonna laugh my ass off. Yeah, that's how good it is. He also is getting into camo because he's typing and he's standing still. And there you go. So yeah, I can't see you. He noticed that. And here I'm kind of, yeah, I don't know, not rewarding him. I'm gonna deliberately show my position towards him because I knew he was gonna die pretty soon. So okay, so I used my 5916 2 times in a row as a passive scout, but on 2 different locations. So this is also an example on how you can play this tank. And yeah, so basically what I did in the previous games was one game as a passive scout, another game as a passive and an active scout, and this game, especially like during the first 7 minutes, as a passive scout, but on different locations. I'm a bit lucky here. The low shoots my track and he doesn't pen me, and I really expected my team to kill the Ferdinand a bit quicker. And yeah, this is a bit of a lag spike in my replay, but I get hit by the Ferdinand, so that's a bit of a crappy thing. But yeah, the low is still spotted, my team is driving in, and the Rheinmetall kills him, so that's pretty sweet. We keep on participating in the battle, facilitating our team to do damage, and yeah, we know from the minimap mod that the enemy is here. So there we go. We are kind of stuck on the ridge there, but we're making sure the Panzer SFL will be spotted. And ouch, Type 59 is a bit unlucky there. That insane gun depression of that tank. So yeah, I'm gonna make use of that opportunity. I'm gonna try to track him, but here you can see how bad the damage output is of this gun. We couldn't track him with 2 times a shot on first the back wheel of the tracks and then the front wheel of this tracks. So don't expect you can permanent track a tank really easily, because your damage output isn't that great. It's even too low to damage tracks that much. So yeah, only an IS-8 and a Tiger 1 left, and wow, he's really gunning for me. I cannot do anything there anymore, he's got too much armor and he's aiming for me. I tried to do some damage on that IS-8, but yeah, we do have a capable, I think it's RT, yep, there you go. So, yeah, another game, and let's look at some post-game stats. So yeah, there you go. We got a scout medal, so that's pretty nice. Again, almost a 1.5k game, and yeah. So again, almost 1000 base XP, only 650 damage, and 3.5k damage upon detecting. So guys, I really hope I demonstrated how I drove the 5916, because I don't think it's a keeper tank. I think it's really a tank you need to grind past it and go towards really fun tanks like the WZ131 or the WZ132. But yeah, this is how I drive this tank. I'm driving it as a dedicated scout. Damage output is not really important for me, except when I can change the battle, like when doing kills, and especially like the game on Murovanka, when I did 2 kills in a really short amount of time and switched the tide of the flank from a, I think, 5 versus 6 or 7 game on till a 3 versus 7 game, so my team could push. So yeah, how to drive this 5916, a bit of a summary. One, go completely dedicated as a scout, as your gun really does not allow you to do lots of damage, or it will be really, or else it will be really pricey. Try to communicate with your team, tell them where you are going, and try to read your team layout, to your team setup. Do you get lots of snipers, a lot of mediums, a lot of other scouts, and really try to go for that map knowledge, guys. I showed you some spots on different maps in which you can definitely be a passive scout, but yeah, if you're watching this replay, really try to take the opportunity and make sure that you're in time to relocate and facilitate your team with spotting, and even more spotting. So guys, I really hope you found this review or tips and tricks useful. If you found, please like it on YouTube. That's also good for me. And yeah, more of this will definitely come. I hope to see you soon, and have fun tanking.